The sun sets over a sleepy southern town, casting long shadows across a crumbling shack at the edge of a dirt road. The structure is a ghost of its former self, peeling paint, shattered windows, and a sagging roof that groans under the weight of neglect. A lone figure, Marcus, stands in the overgrown yard, his silhouette stark against the fading light. Townsfolk pass by in their pickup trucks, their eyes glinting with judgment, their whispers sharp with disdain. They see a man defeated, a man who's lost everything, a man who doesn't belong in their tightly knit world. Their laughter echoes as they point at the shack, calling it a ruined heap, unfit for habitation. Marcus, a black man in his late 40s, keeps his head high, his face unreadable, but his hands clutch a small, weathered journal tightly. The camera zooms in on his steady gaze, hinting at a resolve the town cannot fathom. A voiceover cuts through the scene, low and gripping. They thought they knew his story. They thought he was broken, a relic of failure. They were wrong, dead wrong. The screen fades to black as the narrator's voice drops to a whisper. What if the man they mocked was hiding a secret worth millions? The question lingers, pulling viewers into a tale of injustice, resilience, and a shocking twist. Why does Marcus stay in this forsaken place? What does he know that they don't? The hook seals their curiosity, urging them to keep watching. Marcus Jackson was once a name that carried weight in this small town of Willow Creek, nestled in the heart of Georgia. A brilliant engineer, he'd risen through the ranks of a prestigious firm, designing bridges and buildings that dotted the state's skyline. His office was lined with awards, his modest home a testament to years of hard work. But Willow Creek, with its old money families and unspoken rules, never fully embraced him. Marcus, a black man in a predominantly white community, was an outsider, despite his success. Whispers followed him, claims he'd been hired to fill a quota, that his designs were overrated. The voiceover paints a vivid picture. Marcus presenting a flawless project to a boardroom, only to see eyes roll and lips curl. 3 years ago, the whispers turned into action. A rival engineer, backed by influential locals, accused Marcus of cutting corners on a major project. The allegations were baseless, but the firm, eager to avoid scandal, let him go. His reputation crumbled. His savings drained as legal battles piled up. His home, once a symbol of his climb, was foreclosed. Now, Marcus has returned to Willow Creek, moving into a dilapidated shack on the town's outskirts, land inherited from his late grandfather, Elijah. The shack is a relic, surrounded by weeds and scorn, a far cry from the life Marcus once knew. The camera pans across faded photographs in the shack, showing Elijah, a man with Marcus's eyes, working on strange machinery. The narrator hints at a mystery. This shack wasn't just a home. It held secrets the town could never imagine. Marcus's quiet determination, as he unpacks a single suitcase and begins sorting through dusty boxes, builds curiosity. Why this shack? Why now? The stage is set for a story of loss, prejudice, and something extraordinary waiting to be uncovered. The days in Willow Creek pass slowly, each one heavy with the town's judgment. Marcus is a ghost in their midst, his presence a topic of gossip at the diner, the hardware store, the church. The camera captures fleeting moments. A cashier hesitating to serve him, a group of teenagers snickering as he walks by, a local official denying his request for a repair permit with a smug, "This property's a hazard." The voiceover underscores the subtext. In Willow Creek, some doors stayed closed, not because of laws, but because of skin. Marcus's isolation is palpable, yet he moves with purpose. Each night, under the flicker of a single bulb, he pores over his grandfather's journal, its pages filled with sketches of a strange device, gears, wires, and equations that hint at something revolutionary. Flashbacks weave through the narrative, showing Elijah in the 1960s, a self-taught inventor denied opportunities because of his race. Elijah's dreams were buried in this shack, dismissed by a world that refused to see his genius. Marcus, it seems, is picking up where his grandfather left off. The tension builds as the town's prejudice grows bolder. A neighbor files a complaint, claiming Marcus is squatting illegally. Vandals spray paint slurs on the shack's walls, the camera lingering on the hateful words as Marcus scrubs them away, his jaw tight. The voiceover describes his quiet resilience. Every insult, every barrier only sharpened his focus. Marcus begins digging in the backyard, unearthing rusted tools and metal parts. The townsfolk mock him, calling him a scavenger, digging through trash. But the audience glimpses what they don't: a locked chest, buried deep, containing blueprints and a prototype. The narrator teases, they saw a broken man. He saw a legacy. As Marcus works, the stakes rise. The town council, led by a powerful local named Harold Grayson, moves to seize the property, citing eminent domain. Grayson, whose family profited from Marcus's downfall years ago, smirks at council meetings, rallying support to clean up the town. The narrative contrasts their arrogance with Marcus's late-night efforts, piecing together his grandfather's invention, a compact, renewable energy device that could power entire communities. The camera zooms in on Marcus's hands, assembling, wires with precision, his face lit with hope. The audience feels the weight of his struggle, a man fighting not just for himself but for a legacy stolen by prejudice. The rising action peaks as Marcus secures a meeting with a tech firm in Atlanta, slipping out of town unnoticed. The town, Oblivious, plans to bulldoze the shack, unaware of the secret that could change everything. The council meeting is a spectacle, the town hall packed with Willow Creek's elite. Harold Grayson stands at the podium, his voice dripping with authority as he pushes for the shack's demolition. The camera pans across the crowd, nodding heads, folded arms, eyes glinting with self-righteous certainty. They see Marcus's absence as surrender, proof he's finally broken. The voiceover sets the stage. They thought they'd won. They thought they'd erased him. Then the doors swing open. Marcus walks in, his presence commanding despite his worn jacket and steady gaze. In his hands, he holds a folder and a small metallic device, the culmination of his grandfather's work. The room falls silent as he steps to the microphone. The visuals cut to close-ups. Grayson's smirk fading, the crowd's murmurs stopping. Marcus speaks no words, keeping the no dialogue rule, but his actions are deafening. He presents the folder, legal documents proving his ownership of the land, indisputable and airtight. Then he reveals the device, its sleek design gleaming under the fluorescent lights. The voiceover explains, it was a renewable energy prototype, patented that morning, valued at $150 million by a tech giant in Atlanta. Flashbacks show Marcus's meeting with the firm, their awe at the device's potential to revolutionize clean energy. Back in the hall, Marcus places the device on the table, its presence a rebuke to every insult, every barrier. The camera lingers on Grayson's face, pale with shock, as the narrator underscores the moment. They mocked a man they didn't understand. Now they face the truth of his strength. The crowd's confidence crumbles, replaced by stunned silence. Marcus's calm demeanor, his refusal to gloat, amplifies the victory. The climax is not just about the money. It's about a man reclaiming his dignity, exposing the town's prejudice and honoring a legacy that racism tried to erase. The emotional peak lands as Marcus walks out, leaving the council to grapple with their misjudgment. In the months that follow, Marcus transforms the shack into something extraordinary. With his $150 million deal, he rebuilds the property into a state-of-the-art community center, its walls lined with solar panels powered by his grandfather's invention. The camera sweeps through the finished building, classrooms buzzing with Young students, many of them black and brown, learning coding, engineering, and renewable energy. The voiceover reflects, Marcus didn't just rebuild a shack, he built a future for those the town overlooked. Willow Creek is forced to confront its biases. Some residents, shamed by their actions, volunteer at the center. Others, like Grayson, fade into the background, their influence diminished. The narrative draws parallels to real-world stories. Black inventors, scientists, and entrepreneurs whose contributions were ignored or stolen due to racism. The voiceover weaves in facts, how George Washington Carver's innovations were dismissed, how modern black engineers still face systemic barriers. Marcus's center becomes a beacon, drawing media attention and inspiring other communities. The visuals show him mentoring a young girl, her eyes bright as she builds a small circuit, echoing his grandfather's passion. The story closes with Marcus standing outside the center at dusk, the same spot where he once faced mockery. The narrator's voice softens. They saw a ruined shack. He saw a legacy waiting to be reclaimed. The final moment poses a powerful question. How many others are out there, their potential buried under the weight of prejudice? The screen fades to black, with text inviting viewers to share their thoughts in the comments. The takeaway is clear. Racism's cost is not just personal, but societal, robbing the world of brilliance. Yet resilience, like Marcus's, can rewrite the story. The emotional arc, from isolation to triumph, leaves viewers inspired, reflective, and eager to engage.